And this week's quote comes from David Bach, who said this one time about Social Security in particular. Social Security was never intended to be a retirement plan. At most, it was designed to provide an income supplement. I think that is very, very poignant because a lot of people today are relying on Social Security for their primary source, if not only source of income in retirement.
Yeah, it is. It's kind of devastating when I sit down with people and Social Security is their only source of retirement income. And the fact is that it was never intended to serve as a full-fledged retirement plan. It was established way back in 1935 during the Great Depression, and it was primarily supposed to be a safety net to help prevent poverty for older Americans, right? The goal was just to provide a basic level of financial support for retirees, not to cover all of their living expenses in retirement. And here is why relying solely on Social Security as your retirement income can leave you, in fact, will leave you financially vulnerable, right? And we're going to talk about how not to miss the boat, so to speak, right? So we've already established the fact that it was designed as a supplement, not a solution, right? Again, back then, most workers had additional retirement income. They had these magical unicorn things called pensions, okay, along with personal savings. And some of them continued to work even into retirement, just not as much. Maybe they backed off a little bit and did more of a phased retirement. So it was just designed to supplement those other resources. And even today, Social Security is structured to replace only a percentage of a worker's pre-retirement income. Okay. For the average earner in the United States, it typically represents around 40% of pre-retirement earnings, which means there's a 60% drop off in what you were used to making while you were working and what you're going to expect from Social Security. And then if you're a higher income earner, that percentage that is replaced, it's even lower because Social Security benefits excuse me, are designed to favor lower income workers who need more help, Matt.
Yeah, it's very true. And when you go back and take a look at how it was intended, as you did a moment ago, when I'll pause here for a second. That's all right.
All right, I'm back.
All righty. Yeah, so when you take a look at how it was intended in its original, when it was originally passed, when it originally became law of the land here, as you did a minute ago, that's exactly what it was. It was a poverty prevention tool, right? And so,
Mhm.
the higher income earners, it's not really who it was intended to help. And now, it's only going to replace that small tiny portion of especially their paycheck from when the higher income folks are going to the job every day. And so yeah, I mean, it leaves you with a big income gap that you're going to have to fill in retirement.
Yeah, and folks, here's a reality check, right? Most financial experts recommend that retirees aim to replace somewhere between 70 to 80% of their pre-retirement income in order to maintain their standard of living. And Social Security alone, that won't even get you halfway there. But I don't consider myself most financial experts, right? I'm going to aim to replace 100% of your pre retirement income with a properly structured financial plan. So, if that interests you, you definitely want to not delay. The earlier you start, the better off you're going to be to take advantage of this little thing called compound interest that Albert Einstein just happened to, call the eighth wonder of the world. So, another thing that Social Security benefits do is they adjust annually for this silent tax that we affectionately know as inflation. Okay. And that was a joke when I say affectionately. And they do that through what are known as cost of living adjustments, or COLAs as the acronym. But those increases often fall short of the actual rising costs that retirees face, particularly in healthcare and in housing expenses, medical expenses, long term care, and even the everyday cost of living can rise much, much faster than any COLA increases can keep up with.